Well, I am very happy to have a kind of a historical segment today. We're at the Hallie Ford Museum of Art in Salem. I'm with Sharon Rose. And Sharon, this is such an exciting exhibit. It's really about two women that were so influential in landscape architecture in the Salem area.
Right. Edith Schryver and Elizabeth Lord had a landscape architecture partnership in Salem for many years, and when you walk around the Capitol grounds or even driving through Salem, you will see how these two influential women changed how we garden and how we view our city.
And here's a picture of them on the brochure, and this isn't like 5 years ago. This is in the 20s.
Right.
And I think it's so fascinating that these women were so pioneers for women and for landscape architects, because really people didn't really do that.
Right.
So interesting.
Elizabeth and Edith went to the Lothrop School of Architecture Design, and that was a 3-year-long program. It was arduous. They took classes not only in horticulture and gardening, but they took geometry, draftsmanship, etc. And through their 3-year-long program, each year they had to enter a drawing or a plan into a nationally, I guess you could say, sponsored program. And many of these pieces that we have here in the lobby of the museum are projects that Edith and Elizabeth submitted to this competition.
So being on the East Coast, they came back here because Elizabeth Lord was from this area. So after that partnership kind of developed, they came back home.
They did. They didn't meet at school, but they met on a European tour of gardens. And then because Elizabeth had a home here, she returned to Salem. Edith joined her, and they began a partnership in 1929.
Wow. Well, there's more to see than just these kind of school posters and projects. And we're going to go talk to another person that is responsible for this wonderful exhibit upstairs. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm upstairs at another part of the exhibition with Bonnie Hull, and Bonnie, this has so many of the cool drawings and actual kind of pieces, like they have their architect tee and their boards, and it's just like all of their working pieces for their business that they started when they got to Salem here.
Yes, they came in 1929. Schryver had worked for Ellen Shipman, landscape architect in New York City of some repute, and Shipman referred them to various clients, including the Bullitt family, and in Portland they did the Pamplin Garden and a number of gardens, as well as small gardens and public work.
And this is a great map from Salem, and it really shows all the different public gardens that they've done in and around the city here.
Yeah, they were able to, they were very interested in public work. Lord's father had been governor of the state of Oregon, William P. Lord, and they did a lot of public work in a lot of parks, and people in Salem aren't totally aware of the fact that their planted environment that we know so well came from Lord and Schryver. The trees at the courthouse, Marion County Courthouse downtown, North Salem High School, the plane trees there, K Park, which is now Englewood Park, and the Tartar Rose Garden, which is at Bush Park, were all their designs.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see how things kind of come around in landscape architecture, and how that when they do gardens for homes, they kind of take the sight lines out of the house into the garden to kind of bring it all together. And we kind of think that that's something new, and really it isn't. It's been around, that idea has been around, and then to have beautiful public spaces for everyone to enjoy, it's just a great idea.
Well, I think so, and especially the Tartar Rose Garden, I think at Bush Park you can see what they were all about, which was access points and having sight lines and having little intimate rooms. In the Tartar Rose Garden, that also applies. There are little seating areas and a gazebo and all of that. So.
Now, Bonnie, they were really kind of pioneers, and they were plant geeks. They were just lovers of plants.
Totally.
And I saw some of the drawings. They have all the plant lists, and it's so fun to see the plants that are still in use today. I mean, I think that some of that detail on their drawings is the most interesting.
It is interesting, and they had certain favorite plants that they always planted. And in the exhibit, there are, we included some plant lists so you can actually see what they purchased and the rather wonderful prices that they were paying for the plants. And they were very particular about plants. If a plant didn't meet up, they didn't take it if it wasn't in good shape. So.
Oh, is that funny? Well, you know, we can all identify with that. And so I just think a great exhibit to come to. And then how long does it run?
It runs until September 18th, and we hope you'll get down to the Halliford Museum here on State and Cottage. Easy to find, and take a look.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It was so interesting. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.